Real Madrid, the name alone evokes images of glittering trophies, legendary players, and enough ego to power a small country. They've had Beckham bending it, Ronaldo smashing it, and Zidane, well, being Zidane. But for every glittering Galactico, there's a player, sometimes expensively purchased, who just didn't. Like that one dodgy paella you swore you'd never order again, these signings linger in the memory, not for their brilliance, but for their sheer baffling existence. Today, we're diving headfirst into the dumpster fire of Real Madrid's transfer history to examine the smoldering wreckage of some of their most infamous signings. Real Madrid, a club known for its legendary signings, has also had its fair share of what were they thinking moments. Today we dive into some of the worst signings in Real Madrid history, based on expectations, transfer fees, and performances. Now everyone loves a comeback story, right? The underdog, battling back from adversity, rising like a phoenix from the ashes. Well, Jonathan Woodgate's time at Real Madrid was less phoenix, and more slightly singed pigeon. Signed for a hefty fee, Madridistas had to wait over a year for his debut due to injury. And when he finally took the pitch, oh boy, picture this. A packed Bernabeu, the weight of expectation, and Woodgate, in a moment of exquisite comedic timing, promptly scores an own goal and gets himself sent off. It was like watching a Shakespearean tragedy unfold, except the tragedy was that someone thought signing him was a good idea in the first place. He went on to play a whopping 14 games in 3 years. 14. You could bake a cake in that time. Eden Hazard, the Belgian magician, the dribbling wizard, the guy who apparently ate the entire Real Madrid bakery upon arrival. Look, we all love a good pastry, but Hazard's weight issues became almost as infamous as his transfer fee. And the injuries? They were less niggles and more like a full-blown medical drama series. Every time you thought he was back, another hamstring would go ping, like a rubber band snapping on a particularly optimistic child's science project. 7 goals in 4 seasons. 7. That's like buying a Ferrari and only ever taking it for a spin around the block to pick up groceries, twice a year. Chapter 3. Julien Faubert, the nap heard round the world. Now we've all been there, right? Long day, bit of a slump, eyes start to feel heavy, but you're probably not a professional footballer on the bench of Real Madrid. Julien Faubert, however, took resting bench face to a whole new level when cameras caught him seemingly snoozing during a match. Look, we're not here to judge a man's need for a power nap, but maybe not when millions are watching and you're supposed to be, subbing in at some point. This, combined with the time he missed training because he thought he had the day off, spoiler alert, he didn't, cemented his place in Real Madrid's Hall of Weight. He played for us. Fame. Chapter 4. Thomas Graveson, the human hand grenade. Some players bring elegance, some bring flair, and then there's Thomas Graveson, who brought the unbridled aggression of a badger defending its set. Look, you need some bite in midfield, but Graveson was less controlled aggression and more likely to start a brawl in a phone booth. He was a walking yellow card, a one-man wind-up merchant, and his teammates seemed as confused by his presence as everyone else. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a very expensive, very confused-looking round hole. Antonio Cassano, the gastronomic Galactico. Antonio Cassano, a man who treated the Bernabeu like his own personal all-you-can-eat buffet. And by all-you-can-eat, we mean all-you-can-eat junk food. Look, the man loved his food, and who are we to judge? Except when your goals-to-pastry ratio is so heavily skewed towards the pastry side of the equation, maybe it's time to reassess your priorities. Cassano was a whirlwind of talent and temper tantrums, more famous for his off-field antics and his love of, well, everything delicious, than for his on-field contributions. He's the embodiment of the phrase unfulfilled potential, drizzled with a generous helping of probably shouldn't have had that last croissant. And there you have it, folks. Even the most glamorous, successful clubs in the world have their fair share of head-scratching moments. These signings, these magnificent disasters, serve as a reminder that even with all the money and prestige in the world, sometimes you just end up with an expensive plate of what were we thinking. But hey, that's football, right? The unpredictable nature of it all, the soaring highs and the dismal lows, the moments of brilliance and the moments where you just want to bury your head in your hands and question every life choice that led you to this point. So, which of these Real Madrid misfires do you think takes the stale biscuit? Let us know in the comments below.